Well, we're here at the CCA workbench, and it's time for the Fish Bites Trading Post Rigs and Techniques. Dave, we're talking about fly fishing for tarpon.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Well, you know, I haven't caught a whole lot of tarpon, especially compared to you, and I've never caught one on a fly because I don't like to fly fish within 5 miles of any other human because I don't want to be embarrassed and or hurt anybody. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you go ahead and get your gear, your fly gear, prepared to go catch tarpon.
So remember this, you know, Dave, the fly lines, like this scientific angler fly line, because you can see how it's curly?
Right.
Well, it's based with a PVC type of coating. And what ends up happening is that can change the way the fly line slides through the guides. Plus, if you don't stretch your fly line, what ends up happening is it'll come up in a big ball, because way down in the fly line itself is a small running line. And when you're laying there and it's hopping up and down and blowing in the wind, it'll come up in a big ball. So the best thing you can do before you get out there, guys, before you ever even wet the line, pull off the amount of line you're gonna cast. And then I want to see you stretch it. And don't be afraid to really pull it. It's got a 30-pound core inside. So you're not going to break it.
Right.
All right. So that's number one. Then the next thing you do, before you even let it get in the water, is you're going to put some fly line dressing on this applicator. And the reason we use the applicator is because we don't want that fly line dressing to get on our fingers, because when it does come time to set the hook, then you now have slippery fingers and you can't really hold on the line as you're clearing it.
Right.
The other thing I want to say is really, really important, Dave, and I use the fly rod itself, is I'll strip the leader into, I think I'm hung on my mangroves.
Yes, you are.
But I'm going to strip the line into the rod guide. And then I know that this rod is 9 feet long. So I can use the rod as a measuring device. So I got about a 9.5-foot leader here. It's really important to know that, because when you go to make your cast and your presentation, you're going to transfer your eyes from the fly that landed out there 70 feet away. You can't see the fly,
right?
But you're going to look at the end of the fly line. And when you're looking at the end of the fly line, the fish is swimming into your peripheral vision. And when he gets about 10 or 12 feet away, 9 feet away, we're going to start moving the fly.
So how do you choose which fly to use?
So I like this rhyme. The darker the fly, the darker the sky. The lighter the sky, the lighter the fly. So early in the morning, we want to have something that's going to really create a big silhouette. We're going to throw a big fly, something dark. That way it's going to block out a lot of light. Then later in the day, 10 o'clock or so, guess what? We're going to change out and go to a chartreuse type of fly.
Right.
The other thing that's really, really important is you may, as an angler, you want to look for the fish to react to the fly. They're not in the business of ignoring us. You could think you make the best cast, and when you strip the fly, the fish doesn't react. People go, oh, he's ignoring it. They're not in the business of ignoring anything. So you got to look. Yeah, because the fly could be at this level, and the fish could be 4 feet or 5 feet below it.
Right.
So it's really important to look for that reaction. And once you see the reaction, you can make an adjustment. And if you have to make an adjustment, here's my advice, guys. Go smaller. You can see we got big flies on like this one, but if I were going to make a change, I may go to something this size and then downsize my leader from 60-pound or 80-pound down to 50 or 40.
Those big old tarpon will eat that little tiny fly.
They'll eat that fly. It blows me away why they do.
And then you were talking about where you're targeting.
So pick a spot. The fish is coming. Try to create a head-on shot as much as possible, because it's the natural thing to have the head-on type of shot where you strip the fly and pull it away from him.
And it's running away from him.
Then he's going to eat it. But remember this, guys, really critical. Lead the fish by 20 feet. You can always leave the fly there. Don't cast the fly into the presence of the fish. Allow the fish to swim into the presence of the fly, and you're going to get a whole lot more bites. And here's one other thing I want to tell you. You can go to the Captain Rick Murphy YouTube channel. Go and look at the Panama City Beach Tarpon show that we did 2 years ago, or is airing last year's season. And you'll learn a lot about how to lead the fish and then strip the fly. Clear water fishing, it's the way to go.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow, I'm enlightened. Really great job over there, Dave.
I want to catch a tarpon on the fly now.
Dave, you did great.